Hi, good morning. We're talking to Shalamit Lando. Shalamit is an integrative psychotherapist. Hi, Shalamit. How are you?
Hi, Joan. How are you? Thank you.
Shalamit, what is an integrative psychotherapist and how is what you do different to conventional therapy?
Okay. There's no such thing as an integrative psychotherapist. I made up that word because I wanted to call myself something that is more what I do, that is not conventional psychotherapy. See, what happened is that I started psychotherapy after I was diagnosed with a difficult illness. And so conventional psychotherapy was not helping me. I mean, talking about it and describing my suffering and all of that was okay, but was not really pushing me forward. And so I found more body-oriented, body-mind sort of psychotherapy in Mexico, all of this, because I am from there. And so I decided this is something I gotta study because I want to help myself and I want to be able to help others who also go through difficult challenges with tools that are stronger and more effective than just talking about it. Not that there's nothing good about talking about it. It's amazing. It's very, very important. You have to integrate with your mind, and we need the word. And also it's not true that in body-oriented psychotherapy, body-mind psychotherapy, you don't use your word and you don't talk about it. Of course you do. But you also use other kind of tools. So, for example, when I was trained in body-mind, then, and this is many, many years ago, it was also Gestalt, and it was also a lot of breath work to get into the issue. Now, with time, I have learned many other approaches. For example, I worked with trauma because, for example, one of the things that happen with illness is that you get traumatized because you have an illness. And you get also traumatized just from the day that the doctor tells you your diagnosis. That's very, very traumatic. So anyway, somehow I found somebody who was able to help me through that with what was then a new approach to psychotherapy, which was EMDR. And I loved it. I loved what happened to me in one session with EMDR. So right away I went and I trained myself in EMDR. And EMDR recently became an opening for a new technique that is called brain spotting. So I right away ran and trained myself in brain spotting. And then at the same time, when I was learning, at the very beginning of learning, I learned hypnosis and NLP, and NLP did wonderful things for me. So I trained myself in NLP like that. So when I was looking for what is it that I do, if I don't do just psychotherapy, right, I decided to use integrative because somehow I integrate. For example, well, let me tell you this, continue the story. The story is that then new techniques came out that are related to more energetic kind of stuff. So I trained myself also. You know, there's this techniques called EFT that is amazing for trauma also, and something called Psyche that is amazing for changing the beliefs in the mind. All of these new things, very innovative and very powerful. So when somebody asks me, what is it that you do? I have no word for it because I do all these things. And that's how I say, well, I integrate all of these techniques, maybe not at the same moment, even though I do mix them, because I like some mixes that really work well, like EMDR with EFT, and maybe even a little Psyche at the end. You know, you can mix them, and they do amazing things.
So as the client, if I come to you with whatever my issue is, my trauma or my anxiety, will you decide on what's the best approach to help me and explain to me, Joanne, we're going to do EMDR with you and this is what it is?
Yeah. I would tailor make each session according to what you bring that day. You know, in the present, whatever you bring and however you express it and however I calibrate your body, how your body language is telling me what's going on, I'm going to decide, mainly through my intuition, what feels better at that moment. And I would then decide what to do, and I'll go with it. And if your body accepts that and your mind's flowing with it, that's wonderful. If something in the middle feels that maybe this is not so right, I'll tweak it to something different. That's how I integrate what I do. Also, I call myself integrative psychotherapist because what the ultimate goal for me and my clients, I believe, is to integrate what's happening in the body, what's happening in the emotions, what's happening in the mind, and what's happening in the spirit all together. Not like my body is living this, but my emotions are living that, and my mind says something completely different. No, you want to integrate, so that you're really aligned, body, mind, emotions, spirit, in one line.
And Shulamit, do you find that people need quite a few sessions? How many sessions do people generally need, or is it very varying?
It's really very personal because not everybody processes the same way or at the same speed. We all have different ways of processing our information and being able to translate something that is a problem into a resource and making a resource strong. Everyone has different capacities to do that, and we all can do it. But some people take longer, and even just understanding something that we hear, some people immediately get it, like they almost read your mind, right? And then there's some people who, they have to think about it a little more. It just takes a little bit more to seep in. So everybody has a different rhythm in their own process. But, I like to think that like in coaching, I do coaching too. In coaching, you sort of like clean up an issue and see change like in 12 sessions. I like to think that in therapy, it depends. Therapy, if it's about something that is deep grounded, like it's something that is from childhood, and that it might take a little longer. A problem that has been developing through years, you cannot sort of erase in a few sessions. But what I do, I don't keep people with me for a long time, that's for sure.
Thank you, Shulamit. Thank you for talking to me today.
Thank you.